Hey guys, it's Heather the Crochet Witch. How are you guys doing today? Welcome to day 28 of Vlogtober. I remembered. I had like that brain fog for like a brief second. I could feel it. Anyway, hi. It's so early for me. I have just finished my first day of vacation, which was Sunday. So I know it's actually Monday in your world. It's after midnight, so it's actually Monday in my world too, but I mean, it's the beginning of Monday for me. But I hope you're having a good start to your week, a great start to your week, a wonderful start to your week. It's Halloween week. So hopefully you're excited and getting the final preparations ready, and I hope everything's going well. Everything is going splendidly, swimmingly wonderful here. Like I said, it's my first day of vacation. Technically, it's my first day off for the week, and Tuesday is my first day of vacation. So, like, my vacation hasn't even started yet. I have all this wonderful time off, which feels very good to say. What did we do today? I didn't really sleep in, honestly, but I feel very refreshed, which is a game changer. I got up kind of normal time, I slept in like an hour or so, like nothing, world changing or anything. David and I went out to grab a bite to eat. And it feels like we were out for a really long time, but I guess we tried to go to the ice cream place today, and they had already closed by the time we went, which wasn't that late. So they must have closed up, even though it was their last day, they must have closed up pretty early. David was thinking they probably started selling out they didn't keep a full stock of their ice cream until the last day, most likely. So they probably started selling out of an awful lot of it. So he said maybe they even sold out. They've been having a few really busy days because everybody had the same idea, right at the end, get there again. So maybe they didn't even open up today. Who knows? But yeah, we went out and grabbed a bite to eat when I got up, and we went out to Menards. That's where we spent a while. I'm just saying, I don't know if you ladies have husbands like this, or if you gentlemen have wives like this, or, if you just have another person in your life like this. But I can only speak for my husband. But, just saying, for when he is impatient with me at the yard store. Just saying, we spent an awful lot of time at Menards today. At the hardware store. We did. He was looking for, I don't even know what he was doing, to be honest. We priced a lot of things. And I don't even remember what he bought. I don't even remember, honestly. He bought one thing. We priced a million different things. I know he wants to do something with the fuse box. He wants to add something, I don't know, to it. I don't know. Anyway, one of his projects, clearly my listening skills, it was right after I woke up, so clearly my listening skills were not top notch. We looked at a lot of different wiring things. I know the things that we were looking at, but we didn't end up coming home with any of it, so I don't remember what they were now. But yeah, we were there quite a while. And then we came home and we hung out with Maverick. He's not feeling the greatest because he had his flea and tick medicine yesterday. Or no, he had his heartworm yesterday. And when he has that, he it doesn't make him ill as in throwing up or anything, but he has a kind of like the bubble guts, he has not full on diarrhea, but when they go, where I'm going with that. So he just doesn't feel that great, you know, my little baby. And he's normally like kind of rambunctious and playing with his toys, you know, at least for part of the day, and then he'll be lazy and stuff. He was just wanting to be lazy. Like when he was up laying with me in bed, he didn't even stretch out in the bed or anything. He just like laid up next to my head and like put his head on the pillow next to me and everything. Like, he just wanted like all the cuddles, and he just wasn't feeling great today. Like, I imagine he'll feel better tomorrow. But then tomorrow he's got, well, today, as you're seeing this today, sorry, he's got his he's got a vet appointment for his nails. His nails are turning into like talons. And the vet has to do it because they give him like a mild sedative, because he's a crazy man who won't let us touch his nails. He'll let us touch his feet in a home environment when there is no implied cutting or filing of any sort. He's trusting enough. But oh my gosh, if you like, I've tried filing my own nails, and if he'll be curious, I'll show him the file and even go to like touch his nail, and he's not having it. He is not having it. I know that he loves and trusts me unconditionally, except when it comes to his nails. Like, he will fight till the bitter end. Like, he's not having it. So yeah, mild sedative. So I'm sure that's gonna, you know, he's gonna be grumpy Gus today, at the vets. Poor little guy. So at least he's got, you know, the rest of the week with mom and dad here, so he can feel betrayed for a little bit and then recover, and then, you know, then it's trick or treat time. So any dogs that don't come by and get the pup treats, you know, from me, he'll have some extra treats. So he'll be a very spoiled pup by the end of it. He'll be okay. Yeah, and then and we played some Warcraft. And yeah, that's been my day for the most part. I cleaned a little bit. I know I said I was probably going to do that more towards the end of the week, but you know, I got a head start on the cleaning around the house. And I'd say for the first day, when I planned to just be pretty lazy, it was a fairly productive day. And David's in bed now, and I am wide awake, so I'm probably gonna relax and get some crocheting done. And that's my day. Nothing too hefty to report. I got my squares done for the day, and I did see your comment, Karen, and I think we were already of the same mindset. You'll see in a second here, but yeah. So what are these squares? If you have not been around for most of the month here, the squares, I'm doing my diamond square pattern, and I'm using up my scrap yarns, and I am drawing from this. It used to be a full cauldron of names, but I had this full at the beginning of the month, full of Stranger Things, my other obsession, names of characters, places, etc. that are near and dear to me in the fandom, that I have definitely like written about in my fanfics. So what we are going to end up with is enough squares for a scrappy Advent fanfic Stranger Things blanket, inspired by whoever or whatever place I draw for the day. Make sense? Okay. I tried to do that as calmly as possible, so I just got through it all. I realized I haven't explained it in a little while, so maybe anybody new may be like, what? Okay, squares, but what are you doing? So today's square was inspired by Dart, whom I have the picture of. And Dart, as I was talking about him yesterday, is the demodog that Dustin grew quite fond of. Had a little repertoire going with here. He thought that it was his pet for a while. And in my fanfic, my character also would have been quite bonded with. And the way that you can tell Dart from the other Demodogs is on his little Demodog butt. He's always had a little yellow, kind of like a yellow patch, right? Even as a little, the little Dema slug, whatever you want to call it. He had a little yellow dot kind of thing going on as he got bigger and everything. It's always been there. It's kind of a little birthmark, maybe. I don't really know what Demogorgons would end up with. I'm sure he's going to evolve, would have evolved. I'm going to just pretend I didn't say that. But yeah, so Dart's got his little mark that sets him apart. And I watched very carefully. That's how you know he did not take part in eating Bob. There was no Bob for Dart. I'm just going to say he was innocent in that. But, yeah, so we got Dart. So I did, kind of like with the Demogorgon, I did the green body for the Demodog. I did the open petaled mouth. And I did his little yellow spot, which I was quite happy with, because the camera's really blowing it out, because I had this really like pale yellow. Come on. It's a little bit focused. I think the light's just always going to blow it out. It looks kind of white-ish, maybe back here. But it is a pale yellow. It's kind of like a light, like a frosted lemony yellow. I don't know how you want to put it, but lemon frosting yellow, maybe. I don't know. But it is yellow. So that's like the little spot in Dart's skin there. So this is the Dart Demodog square, which I like. I know that in some portrayals of the Demodogs, they are a little bit lighter, or some of them are even grayer or browner. My favorite pictures of the Demodogs, they show them a little bit on the greener side. And I didn't want it to look a lot like my Demogorgon square, which, can I find it? They were in order, so I mean, it shouldn't be too hard. I guess what I did for the Demogorgon square too is I left the middle open. Where is this one? Since I had the picture of Dart with his mouth splayed open, I did the whole mouth. And I kind of forgot that I did the middle of the Demogorgon, the color of the Demogorgon square, but I kind of like it better like this, to be honest, because it's like... And I know that factually they do have 5 petals like the Demogorgon, but the pattern has 4, and I couldn't then or now figure out a way to kind of make it 5 without setting it off kind of weirdly. So I didn't. So I just did 4. The duffers aren't going to come in and, fact check me or sue me or anything for making it 4. It's going to be okay. So yeah, I did that, and I just did the same again. I didn't, kind of like with the family video, and I couldn't see doing opposite. Yeah, there we go. I couldn't see doing opposite colors. It would be a bit odd. I guess if you took like a Dart picture and put it in the negative, maybe it would have worked out that way, but I didn't like that. So I just have 2 Dart squares for today. I'm kind of breaking my arm, patting myself on the back, but I really like the way they came out. And like I said, I am tickled by the little Dart spot. But yeah, I was very happy with it. And it's a different color green than most of the green I've been using. So now I have 3 different greens, because I have that like minty green that I used on the Date Night Hopper shirt also in here. So it's giving a good color variance. Pretty happy. I can't pick the piles up anymore to show you guys easily anyway. So I'm just going to leave it and not tempt fate on that one, but but we're going to draw another. And yeah. As far as scary movies, by the way, because I have been trying to stick to my 31 days of Halloween, watching something scary every day, or creepy at least, because like I did watch, I told you I picked up the Yellow Jackets show again, and I only really counted that as just kind of creepy, which I did finish. but that's not. I have been watching, I know I've told you guys I watched Lighthouse Horror and some other like creepypasta type YouTube videos. Well, Lighthouse Horror has started another YouTube channel just called Lighthouse. And he tells like 3 stories, like kind of short stories in each video. And he kind of leaves it up to you to guess whether or not they're true stories or not. But there's a lot that are pretty unbelievable. There's some that like, oh, maybe you've heard them before. And they're all kind of like spooky, creepy things. So I was watching that today. That was my little taste of creepy for right now. I might watch something else later, but I just thought I'd pass that along, because if any of you guys are fans of Lighthouse Horror or any of the creepypastas, like it's something a little bit different, but along the same lines. It's kind of cool. I'm a fan. So anyway, yeah, there's not very many. There's only like, what, 4 more? 4 more of these in here. I gotta get my heather squares done too. So I gotta fit those in. All right. So today's square is, oh, it's my other side character that I love. So I'm gonna have to find a good picture for him. Here we go. Scott Clark, also known as Mr. Clark, the science teacher. I love Mr. Clark so much. He's also the head of the AV club for the kids. He also seems to know an awful lot, even though he's not in season 4 and not a part of it. He also, I would definitely believe that he would be somehow linked to Eddie and the like the Hellfire Club, or part of some D&D group. If not Eddie's, I feel like Mr. Clark has definitely spent some time playing some D&D. In fact, in season 3, when Joyce goes to see him and he's in his garage, he's painting miniatures. Now, they could be miniatures for like Warhammer, they could be miniatures for something else, but I know especially back in the 80s, it was a really big deal to use miniatures to play D&D. In fact, in Stranger Things, the kids are playing with miniatures for their D&D characters. So it makes you wonder if Mr. Scott Clark plays some D&D of his own off to the side, you know, and just the way he talks and interacts with the kids and everything. I kind of feel like maybe Mr. Clark kind of delves into the D&D side of things, you know. But yeah, I adore him. In some of my fanfics, he's my character's, like one of my character's, like, really good friends, kind of like Keith is. They actually have a little friend group, as weird as it is, if you could imagine Keith and Mr. Clark, and then my character being like kind of like a little trio of besties with Eddie thrown in there too. It's definitely a band of misfit, you know, friends, but yeah. It works. It works, you know. Anyway, so Scott Clark is tomorrow's square. So I will get to work on that, and yeah, I will probably end it here on that note. But for those of you who have seen Stranger Things, if you know, well, you've seen the picture, so hopefully you do know who I'm talking about. But would you agree that Mr. Clark is definitely a partaker of some of the nerdier games, like maybe D&D or Warcraft, or not, well, maybe Warcraft. I don't know if they had the original Warcraft back then. Or Warhammer is where I was going to go with that, or something like that. I think that he is. I think he's a fantasy gamer. But, you know, just a thought. Anyway, all right. I will actually let you guys go now. So, yeah, I will talk to you tomorrow. So have a really great start to the rest of the week. All right. I love you guys. Bye.